Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We will be starting in just a moment as we clear the waiting room. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are testifying before the board. Good morning. This is a hearing before the Licensing Board for the City of Boston. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce, Chair of the Boston Licensing Board. Today I'm pleased to be joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly if you will be providing testimony before the board. I'll call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the licensee, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department, and whether there are any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify. I will then swear in all parties. After that, the police report will be read into the record, and the licensee or their representative will have the opportunity to make a brief statement, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. All testimony will be limited only to those individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident. We'll begin with the first item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 1, Arguedas Corporation, located at 30 Bennington Street in East Boston. Date of the incident, January 1st, 2026. Drinking in an establishment past 2 a.m. in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and failure to disperse the crowd in front in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning. My name is Paula LaPera. I was the manager on duty on that day. And this is my father, Rigoberto Restrepo, who is the licensee or manager on duty for the establishment.
Great. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Champa. I work at District 7, East Boston.
Thank you, Sergeant Champa. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you very much. And sorry, I don't know if it's Officer Montero or what your title is, or will you be testifying in this matter as well? I saw you raise your right hand. Sorry, I'm not sure what your title is, Nadia Montero. I saw you raise your right hand. Is that for this item? Hope you're on mute right now. Is that a yes? Okay, your audio isn't really working. But we do have your name. You have been sworn in. So if you will be testifying, hopefully your audio is working at that time. We also have Sergeant Champa with us.
Yeah, I don't think Officer Montero, I'm not sure if they were on scene that night.
Okay. Thank you, Sergeant Champa. If you could please read the report into the record for the board.
Sorry, I do not have the report in front of me. I didn't know that was criteria. I thought license premise had that in there. I could grab it for you if you just want to give me 1 second.
I can read it if
sorry.
Thank you, Sergeant Gallagher. If you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you very much. You may please proceed.
Yes, good morning. I'll be reading a report that was authored by Officer James Sullivan Venetia. At about 2:15 a.m. on Thursday, 1/1/26, Officer Sullivan Venetia in the Gold 421 assisted with an on-site license premise violation at 30 Bennington Street, East Boston, Bohemios Restaurant and Bar. While on assigned code 19 in the lower Bennington area of Bennington Street, due to the high volume of restaurants and bars, Officer Sullivan Venetia assisted Captain Bickerton, who on-site a license premise violation at said address. Captain Bickerton observed several patrons outside the establishment talking and yelling, causing a disturbance. Due to the time being after 2 a.m., Captain Bickerton entered the establishment along with assistance of Sergeant Champa, the Gold 904, and Officer Sullivan Venetia. Once inside, Captain Pickerton observed several patrons still inside, and one still actively drinking an alcoholic beverage. Female suspect, later identified as Paula Lopera Pineres, stated that she was the owner of the establishment. Sergeant Champa then requested to see the establishment's licenses, confirmed that they were all active and up to date. The inspection license number 140238, entertainment license CAL 140667, common victual license LB 99787, and health inspection SCL 322145 were all confirmed to be active and up to date. Due to the patrons outside the establishment and the patrons observed to be drinking alcoholic beverages after 2 a.m., the establishment received 2 license premise violations. The first one was for drinking in the establishment after hours, and the second was for failure to disperse crowd outside. Suspects signed for and accepted the violations, and that's all there is.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lopera. Mr. Restrepo, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Morning, everyone. My name is Paula, and I was working on that night at around, I believe. Well, first of all, we are in a main street where we have 3 direct establishments around us, and there are 5 establishments that disperse around the same time. And we always do. We disperse the crowd stack. So I'm the first one that disperses everybody, then next door, then out front, and they all leave, so we don't bring them out at the same time. On January 1st, I had an incident about around 1:20, 1:30, where I lost my internet and my point of sale system wasn't working. So the establishment next door had already started clearing people out, and I was the last one to disperse, to actually clear out the establishment on that day. Now, when the officer walked in at around 2:20, and I had 2 tables that were waiting, and I explained this to him on that day, that they were waiting for taxis. They were waiting for the taxis to come out, so they didn't wait outside, they waited inside. And even though he said that there was a patron drinking, I did clarify to him that the Modelo beer bottle was on top of the bar. My bar is pretty long, and it was on the other side, where closer to the bartender than the customer. They were not drinking. Everybody had their jackets on, and they were ready to clear out. I didn't push people to leave outside, because I knew the people that were inside, they were waiting for the taxi, and I was aware of it. Where we are is a main street, and there are establishments around us. Most of the people that come to the establishments next door and out front are from around the area, from in the city or outside of the city. Most of the people that come to me are regular patrons that live within walking distance or around here. The reason why I mentioned that is because I am very aware and fully aware that we always vacate everybody way before 2 o'clock. On that particular day, like I said, I had trouble with my POS system, so I allowed next door to clear out first, because we do have constant communication with next door and the security company out front. And I did let the officer know. I understand how the whole incident happened, but I do want to highlight that no one was drinking. There was a Modelo beer bottle on top of the bar that was almost up. It was done, and nobody was touching it at that moment. The customer wasn't drinking it. It was on top of the bar, and everybody was ready to clear out. So I just want to highlight that. And my father was not here on that day. I was the manager on duty. By the time that I brought down my license, everybody had already cleared from inside and outside, because I made sure to walk outside and told everybody, please clear out, because I always let them know this is commercial, but a residential area. So I like to make sure that people clear out on time.
Thank you very much. I also see we've been joined by Officer Sullivan Venezia, who I know was on the scene that day. Officer Sullivan Venezia, if you are planning to testify or answer any questions from the board, I'll just ask you to raise your right hand really quickly so we can swear you in. Thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was having trouble with the audio and the video.
No worries. Thank you for joining us. I know you were on scene at that time. The report has already been read to the record. The board may have some questions for the licensee or for you at this time.
Sure.
So with that, I will turn it over to the board. Chairwoman Joyce.
Excuse me, sure. So Paula, you were there that night?
Yes, I was. I was I had some bartender behind the bar and I was working outside. And as soon as the officer come in, I approached them and I pulled down my license.
Okay,
Rigoberto was
My-
not here.
so I have a couple questions. Do you have a written dispersal plan?
Yes, but I'm not sure if we have submitted it to the board. This was something that we did years ago, making sure that people were receiving their last call at 1:30 and that people were cleared out because like I said, we do have 5 establishments directly in the area. So it's something that we have, and we've known each other, like we know the establishments out front. I have a good relationship with their security company, so we are in constant communication with.
Okay, so two things. Could you please submit your written dispersal plan to the board?
Yes.
And could you please make sure you have it on site for inspection should the police show up again?
Yes.
And I believe this whole area had to have a combined dispersal plan at one point. So that might be what you're referring to, the old dispersal plan, but I'd like to now have that on file so we can refer to it. And how often is the manager of record on site?
He's here all the time. It's
Okay,
just on that particular day, if you guys notice, it was on January 1st. So he's my father, so I wanted to make sure he spent it with family and I stayed in the establishment. Like he was here until 11:59 when we did like Happy New Year's and then he left at that moment.
okay. And just a question for the officers that you're there. Were they cooperative when you arrived?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have anything else you want to add about when you responded that night? What you saw
Well,
to the officers? Thank you.
There was just people congregating out front. We were already in the area on a code 19 due to the date and just it being that area congregated with multiple bars. That's basically it. Once we went inside, there was somebody that was on the bar. It appeared like he was actively drinking his whatever drink he had.
Okay. Do you want to respond to that?
well, like I said, when the officers walked in right away, I asked the officer, and he initially said there's a big crowd outside, and I said, I know, I apologize. People are waiting here for the taxi because I did highlight that. I just want to say, like during that time, or it's still happening, but like my crowd is all Hispanic, and like I said, they're all within walking distance. Everybody's petrified of ICE. They didn't want to wait outside. As soon as they saw an officer come in, the officer that was on site can tell you that everyone cleared the establishment. By the time that I pulled down my licensing from the wall, everybody had already cleared from outside, from inside and outside. As soon as they saw that the officers got out of the vehicle, and I even told them. But if you ask the officer that shot Mr. Sullivan, he can testify that I always go outside and I make sure that the crowd clears out. I let them know I don't walk in until everybody has cleared, not only my site, but every place around. On that particular day, like I said, I became the last one to get people out when I'm always the first one. So,
Okay.
and it was because of my whole point of sale system and what happened at that moment that made me be the last one to clear out. I'm always the first one to clear out just to make sure that, because I'm the smallest establishment in the area. So I always make sure I clear out people first. And
Okay.
he attests to that. If you ask him, he knows that I make sure everybody leaves before the whole other crowds come out to prevent issues or prevent problems from happening.
Thank you.
She is telling the truth. Yeah, that is true.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate
No,
that.
no problem.
Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I don't, thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Please do submit the written dispersal plan as is requested by the chair. You can just send that to licensingboard@boston.gov. Make sure that it is placed on file and shared with the commissioners. Other than that, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you very much. Items 2 and 3 have been continued at the request of the licensee. We will now be calling item number 4 into the record, Game On Fenway LLC. Doing business as Game On Sports Cafe located at 72 to 82 Lansdowne Street. Date of the incident November 1st, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the licensee. With us this morning are, Isaiah Moore, who's the head of security, Serena Grant, also a member of the security detail, Katina Corpines, who's the risk manager, and I'm not sure other members of the staff who may or may not have to testify. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. I see Ms. Corpines. I do not see Ms. Grant or Mr. Moore on my screen at the moment.
Katina, do you know, are they here?
They're there. Their cameras just aren't turned on yet.
Here we go. I
I'm
see
here.
Mr. Moore. And Ms. Grant, there we go. I now see everybody. Thank you all for coming on screen and thank you for being with us. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Good morning, Detective Norman Texera.
Officer Ryan Benson.
Officer Benson, thank you. Are there any other individuals with first-hand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I
Do.
Thank you. Who will be reading the report into the record?
Detective Norman Texera, I can read the report.
Thank you. You may please proceed.
About 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, November 1st, 2025, Officer Benson, while assigned to the front desk at D4, took a report for an aggravated assault and battery at 82 Lansdowne Street, Boston. The victim, Sean Klimpa, approached the front desk and stated that he had been jumped at Game On while dancing. Mr. Klimpa stated that an individual that he had never met before came up, shoved him, which caused Mr. Klimpa to push him back. At this point, the unknown individual threw a punch that connected with Mr. Klimpa's face. Then Mr. Klimpa punched the unknown individual back. Mr. Klimpa stated that it felt like multiple people started to hit him. Officers observed a cut on the bridge of Mr. Klimpa's nose and cheeks appeared to be swollen. It should be noted that Mr. Klimpa was missing his teeth. Mr. Klimpa showed officers a picture of his facial x-ray and stated that he had suffered from a fractured jaw in 2 different places. Mr. Klimpa described the unknown individual to be a white male about his height and skinny build. As far as the supplement report, on November 2nd, 2025, at about 18:55 hours, Detective Texera and Detective Cahill responded to Game On at 82 Lansdowne Street to conduct a Code 35 licensed premise inspection. Detective Texera issued a City of Boston licensed premise inspection violation 016911 to management at Game On, Jane Clark, for the violation of assault and battery patron on patron.
Thank you very much. Attorney Quilty, would you like to address the alleged incident?
If I may, thank you very much. First, may I ask Detective Texera a couple of questions? Thank you, Detective. Good morning. Did the licensee cooperate with you?
Well, as part of the investigation, I requested video surveillance for the incident. My understanding, I emailed the manager as well as Katina on November 3rd. I didn't receive video or partial video until a month later on December. Excuse me, I emailed them on November 3rd and didn't receive video until December 3rd. Part of the video, I couldn't really see any of the altercation. I did request additional video and was told that there were no angles that might have caught the altercation.
So the video, you were provided the video, but there was nothing visible to help in your investigation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you have no personal knowledge. You didn't observe this person. That was the desk officer. Is that Officer Benson?
Yes, sir.
And that was the next day. Is that correct?
Yes, on November 1st is when I observed him.
Okay. And the did you, Detective, did you interview the staff people, Ms. Grant or Mr. Moore?
No, I did not.
Okay. Have you seen their statements?
No, I haven't seen their statements. The only person I did follow up with is the victim, who was adamant that he wanted to go forward with it. But again, based on the surveillance footage, I couldn't observe anything he couldn't give me much as far as suspect's description. So without video of the incident, I really didn't have much to work with.
Okay. And he was unable to provide you much information about describing the individual who may have hit him or that he was involved with here.
Right.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Detective. Thank you, Officer Benson. We do have, if I may, Attorney Green, we have both Mr. Moore and Ms. Grant present. Both of these individuals interfaced with a gentleman who we believe is the alleged victim here. Both of them will testify that they offered him help, both 911, ambulance if he required it. He turned down every request to do so. He appeared to be laughing. He left on his own accord after being requested by two different people at two different times if he needed any help or wanted us to do anything. He simply denied that he needed any help and left the establishment. Nobody saw the interaction. They had nothing to go on other than what he suggested, that somebody struck him on the dance floor. And there really was, quite frankly, nothing more to it until a detective reached out. And then I don't know why the delay, but I think Ms. Corapines is here and she can explain what may have happened with the video. But in any event, video was provided, doesn't appear to have shown anything. And we do have these two individuals who will testify today that they interfaced with this person, offered him help. He denied the help, did not appear to be injured other than a bleeding lip, did not appear to have a missing tooth, did not appear to have a fractured jaw. In fact, he verbalized with them on two different occasions. Quite frankly, other than that, we do not know what happened to this gentleman, but we don't believe it happened at Game On. With that, may I ask Mr. First, I asked Ms. Moore, Ms. Grant was the first person who interfaced. May I ask her to testify?
Yeah.
Thank you. Ms. Grant, you've been sworn in. Just state your full name for the record and your position at the establishment.
My name is Serena Grant, and I do security.
Okay. On the night in question, do you believe you interacted with this gentleman, Mr. Klempa?
Interacted?
Did you interact with this person?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Was this Halloween, by the way?
Yes,
And was he in costume?
he was, yes.
And can you tell the board what occurred when you first observed him and your interaction with him?
I was posted downstairs near the Fenway batting cages, and I saw just like a big commotion, just people like circling up. So I walked over and people were holding these two individuals back. So I ended up kicking those two out, and that was that.
Did you observe anybody at that moment in time being struck?
No, I didn't see no shots thrown.
Okay. And subsequently, did you have interaction with the individual in the costume?
Not at that moment. It was until maybe like an hour and a half later, he came outside to the front door where I was posted then. That's when I talked to the individual.
Okay. And what occurred? What was he looking for? What did he ask you to do? What did you say to him?
He came to me and stated that he got jumped downstairs and requested video, and then that's when I directed him to Isaiah.
Okay. At that moment in time, did you observe the individual directly? Could you observe his face?
Yes.
Was he missing a tooth? Did he
I
look
didn't notice any missing tooth. All I really noticed was a little blood. But,
and was that on his lip?
correct. But he
Okay.
was talking fine. He was, I could understand him. Didn't seem like he was in pain, but that was the only mark I noticed.
Okay. And when he asked for the video, you directed him to your security manager?
Correct.
Okay. Did he ask you for any help? Did he say, I need the police, I need an ambulance? Did he say anything like that?
No, but both me and Isaiah offered it to him.
Okay. And
He
he did not accept?
Correct. All he wanted to do was see the footage.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. The board may have some questions. Do you want me to go to Mr. Moore first before questions?
Sure, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Moore, again, similarly, will you just identify yourself, having already been sworn?
Isaiah Moore, I'm the head of security at Game On Fenway.
Okay. And on the night in question, did you also interact with Mr.
Correct.
Klempa, the individual who's described as being in costume?
Did.
Okay. And what was your interaction with him?
Standing at the front door, Serena walked this guy over to me, and he said, "Hey, I think I was just beat up downstairs," and then he started laughing. After I asked if he was okay, then he started saying that he wanted to go downstairs in our office to watch the video footage. I explained to him that that's not how things work. The only way footage will be watched is if we call BPD, so on and so forth. After that, he was explaining what happened. Asked him if he needed the paramedics to come, if he wanted me to call Boston Police. He said no, and he just kept laughing. So I didn't think like in any normal situation, I've been doing security for a long time at Game On. In any normal situation, when somebody's like really distressed or really's been hurt, we call off the back. I only asked him multiple times if he needed the paramedics or the police because he was laughing. So with that being said, we asked him multiple times if he needed the paramedics or if he wanted us to call the police. He told me no, and then he ended up walking off in the direction towards the local bar, which is by David Ortiz Drive. After that, that was pretty much the conversation that we had.
And when you interacted with him, did you observe a missing tooth or an injury to his face other than the bloody lip that we've heard about?
Didn't notice that he had a missing tooth. He was talking very fine, and like I said, he was mainly cracking jokes and wanted to look at the surveillance. As for the blood, it was Halloween. All of the kids came down with the fake blood in their mouth.
Okay, nothing out of the ordinary for the night in question.
Nothing out of the ordinary for the night in question. At Game On, we have normally like 13 to 14 guys on. The situation's been brought up. Nobody's seen it. Yeah.
And you specifically asked him if he wanted either the police and or an ambulance, and he denied.
Yes, multiple times.
Okay, thank you, sir. The board may have some questions for you.
Yep.
And Serena, please stand by.
Was this person in a costume, or can you describe what he was wearing? I appreciate Katina's narrative, but I think I missed what he looked like.
What did he have on? I'm sorry, it was pretty long ago.
Description in the reports is a brown afro wig, white bell-bottom pants.
He had on like a yellow, I want to say like a yellow jacket. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. I don't have any other questions. Appreciate it. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon.
Ms. Grant, it wasn't clear to me, you described one incident an hour before you interacted with the complaining witness. Do you believe that those were connected, or are you just noting like one incident that may have had something to do with it?
Like when they were circling around? I'm not too
Yeah.
sure.
So you described one incident that you like ejected people, and then
Right.
an hour later you interacted with the complaining witness, right?
Yes.
Do you believe that those two things are connected?
Yes.
Okay, and why?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the patron came up to me at the front door. Are you talking about that incident?
Yeah, was
And then,
that patron at that incident the hour before?
yeah, he was
Okay,
there.
that wasn't clear to me. Yeah,
Yes,
he was there.
correct.
And what involvement in that did he have?
I didn't speak to him directly at that moment. After I brought the two people that I kicked out, upstairs. I told my manager, these people, I guess, started a fight, is what I heard. And they left without, fighting or saying, oh, I didn't do anything. So, they did something right off the bat. And then that's when the patron, I think his name was Sean or something, he came up to me at the front door and stated that he was drunk.
Okay, and you recognize him as having been close to that incident?
Yes, he was around the circle, but when I went downstairs after kicking the people out, I couldn't find him again.
Okay,
To talk to him directly and make sure he was all right.
all right. Thank you. And I have a question for Katina.
Yep.
I thank you for your narrative. Can you give me a little more, like, where do you, I know you said it's hard to see anything.
So it's
Is there a
in
point
the
where you
ba-
think you saw something?
no. So in the basement, I don't see anything. I don't see the altercation that Serena described where she had to kick two patrons out. It's really hard to see. What I do see is, and that was at about, hold on, I want to just look at my notes because I don't remember everything off the bat and I want to make sure I'm being accurate. So the downstairs footage that I provided, that we initially provided the detective, the clip was from 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. and then 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. The downstairs footage was from 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. And it's very difficult to see anything happening down there in terms of an altercation. What we do see, have a clear image of, is the alleged victim, Mr. Klempa, speaking with Serena at the front door. He's got a brown afro wig. I describe him as looking as the painter Bob Ross from PBS, the guy who used to paint on public television. That's what his outfit kind of looked like to me. But I see him talking with Serena. I see Serena go inside and bring him to Isaiah. We don't actually see Isaiah talking with him, but I don't see you don't see any visible injuries from the video surveillance. And again, it's unless we had an absolute zoom, I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what his face, every mark on his face looked like.
But as far as if there was an altercation the hour before this, you didn't see anything that you could point to that looked
No,
like even like
it's
motion or anything.
no.
Okay.
If an altercation took place, it was really hard to see where it took place and what happened in the downstairs surveillance.
All right. Thank you.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If there are no further questions, then the board will take this matter under advisement as well.
Thank you.
Calling item number 5, K&K Restaurant Group, Inc., doing business as Estella, located at 49 Temple Place. Date of the incident, January 27th, 2026. Sale of liquor after hours in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.03M and 1.05A and B. Consumption of liquor after hours in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.03M and 1.05A and B. Permitting an illegality on the licensed premise, to wit, smoking, hookah, and cannabis indoors in violation of 204 CMR 2.05 subsection 2, Mass General Laws Chapter 138, Section 64, Mass General Laws Chapter 270, Section 22, and Board's Rule 1.15A 1 and 2, and unauthorized adult entertainment in violation of Mass General Laws Chapter 138, Section 64, Board's Rule 1.11G and H, Board's Rule 112B, and Board's Rule 1.15A 1 and 2. Who is present on behalf of the licensee? I see Mr. Brando with us. I'm going to ask you to unmute and come on camera. Mr. Brando, can you hear us? I've asked you through the Zoom platform to start your video and to unmute. Please, something should have popped up on your screen. We'll ask in the meantime who's present on behalf. There we go. We're off mute.
Hello. Sorry about that. Just having some issues.
Thank you. Can you please just identify yourself for the board?
Hilda George Mandel with Estella.
Thank you very much. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Rebecca Leah.
Police Officer Jeremy Lockwood.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Mr. Brandao, if you could please raise your right hand as well. Thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you. Who'll be reading the report into the record?
I will be.
Thank you. You may please proceed for the board. Thank you.
About 2:19 a.m. on Tuesday, January 27, 2026, Officers Lockwood and Lee in the Alpha 103 Alpha responded to a radio call for noise disturbance at 49 Temple Place, Stella Restaurant. Also assisting was the Alpha 202 Alpha, Falcon and Van Allen, Alpha 421 Alpha, De Silva, and Alpha 425 Alpha Shield. Upon arrival, officers exited their cruiser and approached the front entrance of the restaurant. Once on the sidewalk outside of the entrance, officers could hear the music coming from inside the premise. Officers entered and informed the staff that they had received a 911 call for loud music at the above. Officers were informed that there was a private party occurring in the basement, and staff stated they were going to end the party by 2:30 a.m. Officers could hear the loud music coming from the basement, so they made their way to the basement and could immediately smell the odor of hookah and marijuana emanating from the basement. Upon walking down the stairs, officers were met by security on the stairs, who officers had to walk around to get into the basement. Music was still playing as officers reached the bottom of the stairs. Officers observed a DJ with a loud amplification device playing music in the far right corner of the basement. Officers observed individuals with drinks in their hands sitting and standing around multiple tables. Officers observed approximately 30 patrons in the basement upon walking around. Officer Lee observed multiple exotic dancers immediately exiting out of the back doors towards the kitchen area when officers arrived. Upon walking around the basement, officers observed a plethora of $1 bills spread out throughout the floor, several drinks on the tables, as well as multiple hookahs. Those hookahs were later found on the floor. Officers entered the back stairwell through the kitchen and observed the exotic dancer standing within a Stella security person. Officers are aware this is not an area patrons should be accessing unless an emergency is occurring. Due to the above, officers requested the Alpha Patrol Supervisor to respond for a code 35. Shortly after, the Alpha 908 Sergeant Leo arrived to conduct a license premise inspection 018105. Staff denied the presence of hookah and stated that their license was for 2:30 a.m.
Thank you. We have Sergeant Leah supplemental as well.
Yes. About 2:32 a.m. on Tuesday, 1/27/26, Sergeant Leah responded to a radio call for a loud disturbance, resulting in the issuance of a license premise inspection notice for multiple violations at Estella, located at 49 Temple Place, Boston. Upon arrival, Sergeant Leah was informed by officers on scene who arrived around 2:20 a.m. that they could hear the loud music from outside while they waited for someone to open the locked front door. Once inside, responding officers went to make their way downstairs where the music was coming from, and for a moment were physically blocked by two separate security guards standing on the stairs. The officers also stated that they observed no less than 3 women who were either nude or partially nude run into the back kitchen of the basement upon their arrival. The officers later found these females hiding on the back stairwell with a security member. On scene, Sergeant Leo spoke with the person in charge, Susan Sarvesi, along with a male employee who was unidentified, who stated multiple times that there was a private party downstairs and that it was quote unquote all Patriots players. Both employees vehemently denied that there were any type of smoking and definitely no hookahs inside the building. The odor of tobacco and marijuana was very strong upon entering the premise. Ms. Sarvesi stated that someone must have brought a hookah into the bar and that she and the other employee were unaware of any type of smoking inside. They also stated that someone was walking downstairs, got scared when the police arrived, and accidentally dropped the $1 bills on the floor. All patrons' phones appeared to have been checked at the door, and they were returned to the patrons in Ziploc bags once they left. Upon checking downstairs where the party was, Sergeant Leo observed no less than 6 large hookahs, which appeared to be concealed underneath the tables. The floor was covered with $1 bills, and there were multiple bottles of liquor, mostly still full, on the tables. There was also still a group of about 4 to 6 people who were not employees sitting downstairs by a bar, still consuming beverages around 2:45 a.m. while the DJ was packing up his equipment. As a result of what was observed, Sergeant Leo issued license premise inspection notice 018105 to Estella for sale and consumption of liquor after hours, entertainment, a DJ after hours and loud music, unauthorized entertainment, unclothed dancers, and indoor smoking. Body-worn cameras were activated.
Thank you very much. Mr. Brandao, would you like to address the alleged incident to the board?
Hey, good afternoon. Good morning, everyone. So we had it was I believe on Tuesday. The players were at another location, another restaurant. They wanted to come in to Estella's because they were waiting on two more players to go to another location, which happened to be um my Milton home. So and upon that, they came in. They brought in their own 1942s. They brought in their own hookah. They came in with multiple women. And there was some people ordering at the bar. But that was all done during time. And it was about 30 people, I believe the officer said down there. We only had like one server, and I believe maybe two servers, and two bartenders. We had a nice little dinner crowd because it was snowing where we served food till 1:30 a.m. So we were pretty like decent busy upstairs, and the players was downstairs. Some of the big players um went through the side that Susan let them in, and with the entourage, and some of their entourage went in, their people that were hosting them, their security, and Zach kind of like their party planner, I should say, is usually who we kind of deal with. And he was kind of taking on everything upstairs and making sure. So we didn't have any security. Those two are securities of the Patriots. They've been to the establishment. We've done many Patriots and Celtics or other celebrity private gathering or party downstairs. And one thing led to another. I believe when the securities were approached, they was talking to the officer. Not quite sure if the officer is here. They were that did not. It was not for me. I went on and I was any question, anything. We owned up to it. Let them know. I was not aware of the hookah. I texted the gentleman. I was like, "Hey, you killing me." When we told him, "Hey, you guys gotta go. You guys doing too much." The security even told the officer like, "Hey, why is it why is it here that you guys are stopping this? They do this all over." So there's a sense of entitlement that these players think they can do whatever they want. And that was the case. And I heard like the security talking to him, and I was like, and I believe I approached that officer or the sergeant. Was like, "Hey, just like the DJ kept coming to them." I was like, "They just doing their job. Everyone has a job to do, so let us handle it." But it was more of like, "Hey, this is normal to us. We could do whatever we want." But again, it was all on us, all on me. It was more of a bridge. On there, we didn't make any sales. Tabs they left without paying their tabs. That's the least of our concern. There is discussion in text of I asked who's that everyone's there. It's kind of a sticky situation. It's a lose-lose that I've considered a lawsuit on there, but it's more of all on our responsibility as the establishment. We got to follow the rules, follow the guidelines, and that was a case of that. And it happens to be usually when you have on celebrities or people of that stature that they could just think that they could do whatever they want and when they want. And again, we are taking full responsibility. It's embarrassing. We're not putting this on anyone else. I'm not putting this on the staff. I'm putting that directly on me. And that's what I have to say on that.
Thank you for that. I'm sure the board will have some questions, so we will turn it over to the board to see if there are any. Start, Chairwoman Joyce.
Yes, I'll start with Officer Lockwood and Sergeant Leo. Did you see any people in there actually consuming alcohol?
I know I came after the fact, which was a little bit later than the officers, and I did see people consuming alcohol downstairs when I walked downstairs, and also as people were leaving upstairs, people were drinking from cups. I think at one point someone said, "Oh, that must be a Coke, right?" to one of the girls, and then as people were leaving, they were trying to leave with cups, and I did see someone tell them they couldn't leave with the drinks in their hands. But up until at least I'd say about 2:50, people were drinking inside.
Thank you.
Yes, I saw people with cups, the same thing. I didn't make it all the way downstairs at first. My partner did. One of the security on the staircase stopped me, and I went upstairs with him because he said he would explain what was going on. So my partner went down and made his way into the basement. I stayed upstairs at the time. So I didn't see if anyone was drinking at that time when we first got there.
Okay. And when the security guard stopped you on the stairs and said, "Let me talk to you up here, there's no reason to go downstairs," what did he tell you was going on downstairs?
He told me that it was just a party with a bunch of Patriots players and that they were going to clear them out by 2:30.
Okay. And it was like 2:24, I think, when I saw the
Yes.
first body camera go on. Okay. Thank you both. Helder, where is Susan Savarese today? She was identified, I think, during the incident as the manager, right?
Yeah, Susan Savarese actually got another issue. She got a thing on her head assaulted by someone.
So she couldn't attend today's hearing?
She hasn't been to work since last Saturday.
Okay, so it appears she was the manager on duty that night.
Yeah.
Was she working as a manager that night?
Yes.
Okay, so you're taking full responsibility here for all of these things. What did you do with Susan? Did you put her on leave? Did you reprimand her? Did you do an internal report? Did you fire her? What did you do?
So basically what I told her is like, hey, we just don't take any of these parties. Like we don't if we don't have the infrastructure to handle it and get control of these things beforehand, then just don't take it at all.
So I'm just
So
confused because like Susan, you described Susan let them in the back door. So Susan permitted them to enter. But then you also said they were supposed to. Oh, sure, but let me just finish. I'm just confused. So she physically let them in the back door. So she gave them and the Patriots and their entourage of dancers, DJs. She permitted them to come in the back door. But you also said they were coming there because they were supposed to be going to your private house in Milton for a pool party. They didn't want to go there yet. So like, did you permit them to come in or did Susan
Yeah.
or both?
No, it was me. So I called Susan. So I was in Milton, setting things up. They were supposed to meet me over there. And they were at Cactus and they said, hey, we're not ready. But B-more is about 45 minutes away. So we wanna all do it at the same, like we wanna all go at the same time. So they have these they have the car services. So we're gonna just stop by Stella's. We're gonna actually grab a bite, and then we're gonna go over there. Can I order some wings? And etc.
So
So
were you like, geez, I have a license with the city of Boston. Geez, I may not,
they
I
came
can't
at
allow
1.
anyone in, because my license is on the line, but geez,
They
maybe there's an exception in the rules for them or something.
No,
What were
no,
you
no. There's
thinking?
never been told that. No one's ever been
Yeah,
told
'cause
that.
I
Now
I
was
just
it? I
looked at the
lose a
rules. I
lot
don't
of
see
money.
any
Oh,
exceptions for private
oh.
parties with private dancers and DJs, celebrity or not.
There was no private dancers. Like there was no we're not that. So what happened is you get a call. I got a call from Z. So boom, hey, Patriots are changing their mind. They said they're gonna go over there real
What
quick.
time was that at?
Probably like 12:40-ish.
Okay.
12:40-ish. Practice is probably like 10 minutes down the road. They probably got there like around 1. On there. I was there around that same time just because I know how these people are. So I went in there. And on top of that, we were trying to close the restaurant. We were dealing with a storm.
Did you
Uh,
ever go downstairs at all that night?
yeah, I went downstairs. I told them several times. I told them
Did
several
you see the
times.
hookahs?
I called my main security guy. Hey, can you come down? He said that he lives in Weymouth, and he had his kids at the time, so he couldn't come in. So I made several calls. I went in there. That's why I
Did you
mentioned to
see
you
the
I have
women in
text.
bikinis?
No, when I was down there, there was no women in
Did
bikini.
you
There was
see the
literally,
hookahs?
I didn't see any hookahs.
You didn't? Okay. Did you see the dollar bills on the floor?
Afterwards, yes.
You did, okay.
Afterwards,
So
that's
you
when I
were,
say, you got this is not a strip club,
so who
guys. Come
brought
on.
the hookahs in?
They bring their own people, so these are things that were supposed to all be brought to my place.
Right, but I'm
So
just
they have
confused.
their
You went
own
downstairs, you
DJ.
didn't see them, but then I saw them. So what happened? They kept them under their coat or something until you went
No, this was
upstairs?
all off after the fact.
You were there though.
Huh?
You were there. I saw you
I
in the
know that
video.
we told them like, yo, you can't have hookers.
They did it anyways.
It was already too late, and then there were people trying to come in. They had invited more people.
Yeah,
So
looked
this is
crazy.
not a neighbor that called. These are people that we turned away,
Okay,
that
so I
called in.
saw, I saw, and the police officers confirmed people were consuming on the premise after hours. I saw people smoking hookahs. You said on the video, you said there weren't any, but you now saying there were. And I saw with my own eyes the unauthorized
No, that was after the
women,
fact.
bikinis and dollar bills. So,
That was all after the fact. They had hit him when we went downstairs. They had hit him on the under the tables.
oh, okay. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to see if Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon have any other questions that might be running through their brain right now.
Just one. I need to be reminded. Is this the first time we've had the allegation that this was all caused by a Patriots party with your establishment?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've definitely heard that before. So is that a different place? You haven't had
No,
like,
we have like
you haven't had
Patriots
issues
parties.
connected and it was all because of the Patriots were there or something
But
like
it's not
that.
only Patriots. I don't want to put it on the page. These are all either
No, I just
Pacers parties.
I can't remember.
That just happened to be a bunch
I
of
just wanted
Patriots.
this general.
I don't know if it's my internet, but
Was
you're breaking in
before,
and out.
right?
Say that again, sir.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm actually getting notifications. My internet is unstable, so give me a
No
second
worries.
here. I'm just asking because I want to be reminded. We have a lot of hearings, but we've never had a hearing with you where the root of the problems was a private party with the Patriots, right?
No, we had one, but there's always players. We have players come in and have parties all the time. Like,
Okay, all right.
and
All
it
I'm
goes
saying
in
is,
smooth. We just had a Pacers party. It went smooth. They were out by 2 o'clock.
all
You
right,
know.
all right. Just to be clear, all I'm saying is my recollection. I know I've heard this before, but I'm asking, has it been from you?
I don't believe so. I know
Okay.
last time, the only time we only had 2 times where we had issues. never hookah. This is the first time hookah's been brought in. Never smoking issues, never really drinking after hours. The only thing we had was the thing with some singers, that we had, but it's
Okay.
the same kind of same situation. And it was all within the time frame. Um, really, and then we had like the night before we had an incident and this Celtics player was there, Patriots player were all there. There was someone that mentioned that someone had a gun. And there was someone when telling them they couldn't come in. And then the next day,
All right. We're just simply yes or no. We've had previous hearings for your establishment, right? Have you told us during different violation hearings that this all occurred due to the presence of having a private party for the Patriots?
No,
Okay.
not,
All right.
not
That's
all.
all
There's,
that's all I'm
I can
asking.
go into
Well,
it. There's certain issues
Sure.
that I've been hearing with these, but it's not so much Patriots players, but players alone, where there's different same like owners having the same issues is, because I've did reach, some digging and just trying to figure out how do we, me if I should go after, these players.
So that's a no?
Correct. Yes,
Thank you.
from what I recollect, yes.
I think it's always going to be your question on whether it is worth your license to risk
It's
losing
not.
by having, you said so yourself that these celebrities, sports people, they think that they're entitled. They think they're, that they can get away with it. That they don't really care about the regulations, and so it's always going to be a question on is it worth it. And we are constantly telling you that it's not worth the risk in like skirting and allowing people to skirt the rules. So
I know that. It's not because we're allowing it because of it. It's mishaps. We have these players go in. These are usually on a Monday or Tuesday that it happened on a very weird day. I lose out on money on not hosting a lot of parties or different promoters that I know is going to cause me issues. So that's not the case. It's never worth it. It's not worth the headache for me to be just here
I
talking to
I
you all.
have I have never used a hookah, but they seem to be pretty large. And so how they could get past doormen and I not allowing
They're
people to
very
even get them
small.
through the back
These
door.
These players
It's
come in with bags. Like they walk around. You guys have surveillance. They got gym bags, like big size bags. They had um money in their bag. So they come in with like it was 30 of them. In there, they'll have like 10 people carrying different things. You have the DJ, they coming in. Again, it's only the only time we're having issues is when we're not ready. And as I mentioned, it was more of me trusting these people to do the right thing, and that's when it went bad. These are people that, okay, nothing's gonna happen, we're gonna go. They've already rented out a place to go and have their little celebration for the Denver win, right? And it was more of like, hey, we're just gonna go eat, you know, and it's gonna be a bridge, and that's all that was. And that's why I said it's all on me. It's not on any staff. It was more of, you don't need security. It's you go talk when it was already done. When I went down and figured it out, but Susan and I mentioned, hey, we spoke to them. We told them because I don't go down and I get in between, So I'm like, hey, go down and make sure everything's good. So she mentioned she went down and told them, what to do. And they came in and like, hey, you, this, and that. I said, I even texted them like, hey, you guys are killing me. I went down to the security and he's right by the things. I was like, hey, you guys gotta get out. Like, you guys gotta go because your players are doing too much. So that's a matter of us not having um the things in place to do that. So that's how it always happened, is on those particular days. We have it any other day. It's like, hey, you guys can't, we gotta go, you know. We can't do this, we can't do that, you know,
I
so.
just have a couple of follow-up questions, which I think you might have answered, Helder, but don't want to lose sight of the importance of some of these things. If you could just answer yes, no. So once you realized that the people were downstairs, without your permission, did you or Susan go down at any point and say,
No, they were downstairs with our permission.
okay, well, when
Yeah,
it was
they always
past
they always
2:30?
use downstairs.
So at 2:30, were you like, geez, or actually the police were already there at 2:30, but
It was like 2 o'clock.
they
We're
didn't
already
seem
telling
ready
them
to
to
be
leave.
leaving. They didn't really seem to be ready to be leaving at 2:30, but
We were all cleaning up and telling them to leave. They already had the car services outside. The car services literally pulled up.
did you go
So it
down
was
at
a
any
matter
point
of
did you go downstairs, or Susan, who unfortunately isn't here today to speak for herself?
Susan's the
Did you go
one
down,
that
did you have any staff downstairs yourself?
it was just one bartender.
Okay. Did he know that he was supposed to stop serving at 2 o'clock?
She stopped serving. They had their own drinks. That's how bad it was. We didn't sell no 1942s. We
Okay.
sold 2 Don Julio bottles that went ahead and wasn't even paid for. Like, we didn't even she sold to a few things at the bar, and
Okay.
they had their own drinks. It was like,
Okay, I want to put a pin in this because I think Commissioner Saxon and Commissioner Kern really wrapped it up in a way that I couldn't. But in the past, you have shared with us security footage. Do you have any security footage of your own cameras from that night?
I could try, but it's been I think
Maybe it
it's
will
past
show just like how you were overwhelmed by the,
I think it's
celebrities.
past when did this happen? I think the footage is like 14 days, and I should have grabbed that too.
January 27th.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to look at that. But usually what it does, I think it's 14, or one of those is 14 or 30 days, and it rewrites itself.
Okay, well, something like this where your license, is potentially on the line, it might be my suggestion would be just to automatically save the video.
Okay.
Commissioners, do you have any
They
questions?
yeah, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
No further questions from the board. Mr. Brandow, as requested, please do try to identify any video you may have from that evening. If you're able to find any, please do let us know and send it our way so that the board can consider it.
And his texts to the DJ saying you're killing me.
It was to the player. Yeah. And then
Okay. You could just redact the name, but you're telling us that that will show that you tried to get them to leave, but we haven't received that yet.
Thank you. Mr. Brandow, yes, please do submit any video or any text you may have of the evening. Again, you can redact any names, but the chair's point, that will be considered by the board. With that, the board will take this matter under consideration. Thank you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Calling item number 6, the Black Rose Inc. doing business as Black Rose, located at 160 State Street. Date of the incident, December 6th, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on staff in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Sheldon Cohen.
Thank you. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Detective Gallagher can read this if no one's here.
Detective Brian Harold.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, and I see Officer Montero is, let me just ask you to unmute. I'm not sure we're able to hear you. Let's just try. No, we can't hear you at all, unfortunately. Okay, we do have Detective Harold. Officer Montero, I don't know if it's worth trying to disconnect and reconnect or calling in, or if we'll have Detective read the report in for you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, Detective Hurld. If you could please read the report to the record for the board.
About 11:02 p.m. on Saturday, December 6th, 2025, Officer Montero in the Alpha 435 responded to a radio call for an assault and battery in progress at 160 State Street, Black Rose. Assisting unit Alpha 103, Boston EMS also. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the victim, David Cece, who stated that he was involved in a verbal altercation with the suspect, at which it turned physical. Cece stated that he is a bouncer at the above. Cece stated that the suspect, Neil Jurava, and his friend were asking for more drinks at the bar. Cece refused selling any more drinks to the parties because they both seemed to be too intoxicated. Cece stated the parties requested to speak with the manager. The general manager, John Romard, went over to the bar and spoke with both parties, where he decided to cut them off from serving them any more drinks. Cece stated that at that point, Jurava was getting provocative with the employees at the above. Cece stated that he asked Jurava multiple times to leave the bar, which he refused. Cece stated they had to physically remove Jurava from the bar. In the process of doing so, they both fell on the ground. Cece stated that as he was trying to get up from the ground, the suspect, Jurava, bit his right thumb. Officers observed a deep cut on Cece's right thumb, which was actively bleeding. Officers then made contact with the suspect, Neil Jurava, who stated that Cece was being aggressive towards him and wouldn't let him and his friend buy any more drinks. Jurava stated that Cece was talking to his friend very aggressive, asking them to leave the bar, and that he was trying to protect his friend. Jurava stated that he was punched in the face a few times by Cece, that his neck hurt. He was also complaining of back pain. Officers also spoke with the restaurant general manager, John Romard, who stated that the altercation began due to the suspects not getting any more drinks. Romard stated that he cut them off for the night because both parties were intoxicated and it was not safe to serve them any more alcohol. The victim, Cece, was transported by Boston EMS. The suspect was also transported by Boston EMS. And on Friday, 12/12, Detective Hurld responded to the Black Rose to issue the license premise violation. Met with General Manager John Romard, who was cooperative and stated he would assist in obtaining the saved video.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cohen. Would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, it was pretty much as stated. We submitted the video of the incident. Mr. Cece was trying to walk them out when I don't know the guy's name. The other person, he threw his beer in his face. That's what started the altercation. And as he was walking him out, they just struggled and hit the floor where my guy got bit. He is back in Ireland now. He's an Irish national, but he is trying to pursue it. I've talked to him several times.
Thank you. The board may have some questions for you. Chairman Joyce.
Thanks very much. I don't have any questions at this time.
No questions. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If there are no questions, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Calling item number 7, Page Hospitality, Inc., doing business as Hava Lounge, located at 246 Tremont Street. Date of the incident, December 28th, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning. Mark Evliades, present on behalf of Page Hospitality, Inc.
Good morning, Kevin Montgomery, manager, Hava.
Good morning, Cheryl Reza, Director of Operations, and one of the managers on call that night.
Thank you very much. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
I'm Sergeant William Gallagher. I wrote the LPV. I'm not sure if any of the officers here can respond that night.
Does not appear so. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you, Sergeant Gallagher. If you could please proceed.
Sure, I'll be reading Officer David Spellman's report into record. At about 12:06 a.m. on Sunday, 12/28/25, Officers Spellman and Shield, the Alpha 102, responded to a radio call for request EMS and BPD 246 Tremont Street, the Harbor nightclub. Upon arrival, officers spoke to the reporting party, Shakita Harris. Harris stated that the victim, Victor Lewis, was punched in the face by an unknown party while inside the Harbor nightclub. The unknown suspect then fled in an altercation had an altercation with a bouncer, and she lost track of him in the crowd. The unknown suspect then re-engaged with the victim in the bathroom, punching him in the face and causing an injury to his eye. Harris stated that she was unable to provide any description of the suspect. Officers were unable to interview the victim as he was being evaluated by EMS upon their arrival. Officers spoke to the Harbor Nightclub Director of Operations, Mr. Kevin Montgomery. Officers instructed Montgomery to preserve any surveillance footage. Boston EMS A4, Feeney, and Goring, and the 101D Joyce responded and transported the victim to Mass Ear and Eye for further treatment and evaluation. Sergeant Detective Gallagher and Detective Hernandez were notified of the code 35. And the second report is mine, and it reads as follows. On 1/3/2026 at about 10 p.m., Sergeant Detective Gallagher, Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to licensed premise unit, met with Mr. Kevin Montgomery, Club Harbor, 246 Tremont Street, Boston. This meeting was a response from assault and battery that took place at Harbor on 12/28/25 at 12:06 a.m. The Alpha 102 Spellman and Shield responded and documented the original incident. Detectives spoke to Mr. Montgomery, who was aware of the incident and did provide Detective Finn of A1 with video evidence. As a result of this incident, Sergeant Gallagher issued license premise notice 055069 to Harbor for assault and battery, patron on patron. Mr. Kevin Montgomery signed for and accepted the notice. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Attorney Evliades, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Good morning, Sergeant Detective. You were not there during this actual incident, were you?
No, sir. Myself and Detective Hernandez were across the street at another nightclub, and we heard the radio call, and we responded after the fact. Everything had already expired.
And when you showed up to issue the license premise violation, the licensee did cooperate with you and provide you with the video evidence of that evening?
He actually provided it to Detective Finn, Shane Finn. He works at District A1.
Very good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I have with me Kevin Montgomery, who's Director of Security. On the night in question, it would appear that the issue came down to a security officer who was present and witnessed the beginning of the altercation, but sized up the fact that the two people involved were very large. And he turned around and tried to go and get help from other security. Security then immediately responded to the incident. 911 was called by one of the group's people. We offered to make sure that he got EMS services. Kevin, were you present that evening after the fact or during the actual incident?
Yeah, shortly after the fact, I was present.
How long have you been employed by Page Hospitality as security?
20 years plus.
And could you tell us what happened that evening?
I received a message that somebody just had an altercation inside the club. So I went over to Harbor, and when I got there, I immediately evaluated the situation. I was already informed that 911 was already called. I made sure 911 was already called. All we did was give care. So nobody could just describe who did it. I'm like asking who did it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So I can't say for sure if it's a person, but I think I've seen a person who was leaving, but I can't say for sure. But it was like right afterwards. So he was never in the building, and nobody could describe it. So nobody even knew he was just leaving. He just left.
How many people did you have on security detail that evening?
11.
And did you cooperate, and the staff of the Harbor cooperate with the police when they showed up?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
And after this particular incident, was there an after-action report that was drafted up by Page Hospitality?
Yes, there was.
And were the corrective measures that were instituted based on the fact that this incident took place?
Yes.
I would like to make sure that the board has received the after action report that I'm discussing at the moment.
Yes, the report has been received and shared.
And within that report, there is also a updated section to our security manual that will be implemented, and retraining of the individuals who work on the security detail and the staff of Page Hospitality. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to the board if they have any questions.
I don't have any questions. I do appreciate the after action report with the corrective measures described in the training protocols.
Thank you.
There's mention of video. Do you have that for us?
The video was provided to the police department. We could provide you with another copy of the video if you wish.
Yes, please. And if it could be helpful, maybe a narrative of what what we're looking for, timestamps,
Absolutely.
reference, what camera we're looking at, that kind of stuff.
One of the problems with this particular video, you can see the altercation in the background. It's outside of the men's room at Hava, but there is a, how shall I say it, a shadow or a light.
There's a glare off of a mirror, so it kind of disturbs the actual visual because
The
you really
imaging of what happened. So the video is there. You can see the feet kind of moving around, but it's not clear. We'll provide the video, and as part of our instituted after action report, we're going to try to move the cameras and make sure that we have clearer spot checks on things like this. But at night, when you get a reflection from a mirror like that, it can fuzz out the actual viewing image that you want to look at. We'll happily turn it over to you, though.
Okay, my concern is the timing between the two incidents. So you have video of both.
We have video of both incidents, yes.
Yeah. So if you could clarify when things are actually happening, because there is mention of the timestamps being wrong. So
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to know what you're alleging, when the first one happened and then when the second one happened.
My understanding, and again, we hired an independent outside person to review safety protocols. The first incident happened at approximately 12:03 a.m. The second incident happened in the back room at approximately 1:10 a.m.
Thank you. I'll wait for those. Thank you.
Welcome.
No questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, just to underscore Commissioner Curran's point, we have not received video of either of these two incidents. So if you could please provide those to licensingboard@boston.gov, make sure it's shared with the commissioners. With that, the board will take this matter under advisement. Item number 8 concerns the same licensee, Page Hospitality, Inc., doing business as Hava Lounge at 246 Tremont Street. As stated, the date of the incident was the same as the prior, December 28th, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Attorney Avliades will be the same witnesses as the prior matter.
Yes.
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 Thank you. And who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Detective Gallagher wrote the LPV. I'm not sure if Officer Yovotsky is there, but I can read it.
Thank you. And are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify?
Detective Hernandez if needed.
Thank you very much. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, you may please proceed.
Yes, at about 2:54 a.m. on 12/28/25, Officer Yovotsky in the Alpha 434 responded to a radio call for assault and battery at the W, Boston 100 Stewart Street. Also assisting was Officer Norwood in the Alpha 421. Upon arrival, Officer was escorted by hotel staff to a hotel room of the victims, Samuel Ostenhout and Taya Clay. Officer was informed that the report is for something that occurred at Harbor at 246 Fremont Street, across the street from the W Hotel. Mr. Otuskert stated that while inside Harbor, 3 or 4 males held him down and punched him with a closed fist. The males also kicked Mr. Otuskert in the face. Officer observed some bruising to victim's face, photographed it with his department issued iPhone. The victim stated that his shirt was ripped in the process and some of his buttons were missing. The victim stated that he had a broken jaw and could not provide a description of the suspects. Officers asked if he'd like to be seen by an ambulance. The victim stated that his wife is an ER nurse, so he said he was good. The victim stated that the assault took place. He was approached by a male either inside Hava, across the street from the hotel, who was represented himself as security manager of the W Boston and stated he knew the suspects and we would take care of it. He escorted him inside the hotel and into his room. The victim stated that he then called hotel staff and was informed that they did not know what he was talking about. Ms. Clay stated that she got into an altercation with an unknown female and got assaulted. Ms. Clay stated that the suspect has a black female with brown hair. Officers did not observe any injuries to Ms. Clay. Clay stated that her property was still at the bar, including her wallet, with $280 and her phone. The victim later confirmed that Ms. Clay, Tory Birch, black clutch, newest iPhone was left at Hava. Officers spoke to the manager of the W Hotel, who stated that security escorted him to the lobby of the hotel and did not know who the male was escorted inside the building. The victim stated that not hotel staff and that the victim interacted outside the hotel. Officers provided with the victim with the incident number. Second report, I believe, was mine and reads as follows. On 1/3/26 at about 10 p.m., Sergeant Detective Gallagher, Detective Hernandez, assigned a licensed premise unit, conducted a licensed premise inspection at Harbor 246 Tremont Street. Inspection came about, but an incident took place inside Harbor where a couple were assaulted on 12/28/25 at about 1:30 a.m. Victims made their way back to the W Hotel where they were staying before BPD was called. Detectives spoke to Mr. Montgomery, who was aware of the incident, having been in contact with one of the victims who was missing. BPD Detective Curley was in the case. He is currently working with Mr. Montgomery. As a result, what occurred, Sergeant Gallagher issued license premise notice number 055070 to Harbor, assault and battery ×2, patron on patron. Mr. Montgomery signed for and accepted the notice. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Attorney Avliades, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, Sergeant Detective Gallagher, during your time with the licensee, they cooperated with you in your investigation?
Yes, sir, they did.
On the night in question and excuse me one second. On the night in question, the licensee understands that there was a failure in the security protocol that happened that evening. Looking at the videotape, it appears to be two couples that got into an argument. It was in the back room of the Hava Lounge, and in that back room there were approximately 6 to 8 patrons and 1 security personnel. It was actually the quote-unquote female victim that started the aggressivity towards the other couple, and a fight broke out, in which case then the boys got involved and they started fighting. The security officer that was there did nothing. He didn't call the rest of the security personnel, sat there and did nothing. The video will show that once security was actually called, they came in and they broke up the couples and escorted them out separate exits. That happened at approximately 1:10, and they were escorted out approximately 1:20, 1:25 that evening or that morning. Based on this, the management and ownership of Hava did an internal investigation, sat down with the people who were involved from the security personnel point of view, and terminated 3 of their security personnel for not following our protocol. I have Kevin Montgomery here, who made that call in conjunction with the security person that we hired as an independent reviewer, Michael Talbot. Kevin, you were there that evening or reviewed this incident, and can you tell the board what you saw and found from the review of the video evidence?
When I watched the video, I was just totally upset. I tried to have a meeting with the guys, and they gave me no legitimate explanation why.
First and foremost, what did you see on the video as far as the altercation was concerned?
Well, there was a couple there. They were just out for the evening, and they got into it with another couple. I mean, because I have no audio of it, I don't know what the words were, but it didn't escalate it. And a fight broke out, and one of the security that was in the room, because it was, I mean, like you said, there was only probably 6 people in the room, so there was one security there, and the fight broke out. He didn't respond appropriately, and then when people finally did respond, they separated them as best as they could.
And what did you do with the individuals that were separated?
Well, one couple was more aggressive than the other, so they went out the one exit, and the other couple ended up going out to the front exit. Sat there and talked to the guy and tried to calm him down because he was very aggressive. He was very agitated, and finally calmed him down and escorted him to. I had one of my security escort him to the W, just because it was very close and I could see how he was. And I've been in this game a long time. I could see him walking home and getting into another fight with somebody else. So I'd rather have him be escorted to the W as opposed to just leave him out there in the city of Boston, not being from Boston, and just getting into that type of altercation, just walking home, because I could see it in him. So I wanted to make sure he got there safely.
Okay, and as far as having a meeting with security and staff personnel, have you conducted that meeting, and was there retraining based on the security protocols that we
Yeah, there absolutely was. There was several individuals. There was no worth retraining. They were just negligent. I had to let them go. Other than that, then we had some after action reporting, so we decided, to lay it down exactly what the protocol is, so there is no confusion.
And as far as who was the aggressor in this particular incident?
Like I said, I don't know what the audio was, but from the visual and from the reaction after the fact when I got there, the couple was. I don't know what their name was.
The couple who was staying at the W Hotel.
The couple that was staying at the W Hotel, yes.
I have no further questions for this witness. I believe the board may have some questions.
Thank you. Chairman Joyce, any questions?
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
No questions for me.
None for me either. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And same as the previous item, if you could please forward the video as soon as you're able, I'll make sure that it is shared with the commissioners.
Absolutely.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you. The board will take this under advisement as well. Calling item number 9, BRV Dining Group LLC, doing business as Alma, located at 15 Union Street. Date of the incident, December 31st, 2025. Service of more than 2 alcoholic drinks to 1 patron at a time in violation of Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Carolyn Conway on behalf of the licensee, and I have with me Mr. Dave Ferrando, who is the manager of record, and also Mr. Joshua Kasanoff, who was the person in charge on that evening.
Thank you very much. I see Mr. Ferrando. Mr. Kasanoff, you are currently not on camera. If you are planning on testifying, please do turn your video on so that we can swear you in.
Yep, I'm just trying to figure it out. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that.
No worries. In the meantime, I will ask who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department.
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Mr. Friend.
You too, Dave.
Thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Sergeant Gallagher, you may please proceed.
Yes, on 12/31/25 at 5:20 p.m., Captain Detective McLaughlin and Sergeant Detective Gallagher, assigned to Licensed Premise Unit, conducted a licensed premise inspection of Alma Cantina at 15 Union Street. Inside the premise, the detectives observed a male patron standing at the bar with 3 alcoholic drinks, a 16-ounce pint glass of beer, and 2 Miller High Life bottles. Detectives inquired with the manager, Miss Tyler DeFreitas, why that person had 3 drinks. Miss DeFreitas responded that the male had purchased a bucket of beer. Sergeant Detective Gallagher reiterated mass laws that only 2 alcoholic drinks be served to 1 patron at a time. Miss DeFreitas stated that she would just started her shift, did not observe the transaction, but would speak to the server. As a result, what was observed, Sergeant Detective Gallagher issued license premise inspection notice number 055063 to Alma Cantina for service of more than 2 alcohol drinks to one patron at a time. Ms. Ephraidis signed for and accepted the notice. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Attorney Conway, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, first we're going to have Mr. Kasanoff testify. Mr. Kasanoff, you were the manager on duty that night or that
Correct.
evening?
I was there for, yes.
Could you please give the board what happened as a result of your investigation?
So I was downstairs in the office doing the cash out for the shift change. We do shift change at 5 o'clock. The customer came in. They usually meet their friend. Their friend was there around probably 4:40, 4:45. The bartender served the bucket for two of them together, and that the cash out was probably done, I'd say around 5:10. So I went downstairs and was working on that before the new shift, getting ready for the night. And then Taylor walked down a few minutes later and gave me the paper, the violation.
Okay, so to reiterate, the bucket was sold to two regular customers
Correct.
of yours? And one of them, at the time when the police came in, had gone outside, is that right?
Correct. He was on a work call.
Okay, but you were aware of these two individuals and that they were both there at the time of the sale?
Yes, I witnessed the transaction.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ferrando, you're the manager of record, is that correct? I couldn't hear you. I don't know if the board could.
Your audio is not working.
Well, Mr. Kasanoff, can you please tell us, as a result, did you and Mr. Ferrando then have further dealings with the employees with respect to further training? And can you please tell them what that training consisted of?
So we just pretty much back to the basics of anytime anybody gets a bucket or a pitcher, it has to be 2 per person. They both have to be there while you do the transaction. We try to tell them to keep them together as not where they have 2 drinks in front of them. Like 2 drinks in front of them is fine, but they can't go anywhere else and leave one person with more than 2.
Okay. So that we're just saying we're sorry. It seemed it was just a misunderstanding that we did in fact had identified all the people who the alcoholic beverages were going to, and we're reiterating to our servers that they have to identify the to whom the alcoholic beverages are going to, and they have to remain in front of them as well.
Thank you very much. The board may have some questions. Chairman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you. I have no questions.
Thank you. If there are no questions, then the board will take this under advisement as well. Oh, sorry, Commissioner Carden. Great. And the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And finally, calling item number 10, Canelo's Taco and Tequila, Inc., doing business as Agavero Guac and Margs, located at 11 West Broadway in South Boston. Date of the incident, December 9th, 2025. Blocked fire exit, table and chairs in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.06a, and no posted fire department assembly permit in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Attorney Brian Burke, and also with me, the manager of record, Sergio Palaio.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I do see you, Mr. Palaio. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
I am Detective Hernandez.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with first-hand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning?
Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if need be.
Thank you. Mr. Palaio, could you please raise your right hand?
What's that?
Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you very much. Detective Hernandez, if you could please proceed with the report for the board.
Good morning. I'm going to read from a police report, which I wrote on Tuesday, December 9, 2025. Signed Detective William Gallagher and Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to the BPD license premise unit, conducted a license premise inspection of Aguavero Restaurant. Upon reviewing the licenses, certificates, and permits of the establishment, detectives observed that there was no Boston Fire Department Police Assembly permit posted. As detectives walked through the restaurant to make sure the fire exits were unobstructed, they observed the rear fire exit to be blocked by multiple tables and chairs. Detectives brought this to the attention of the person in charge, Ms. Diana Lopez. Ms. Lopez was unable to provide detectives with the current permit. As a result of what detectives observed, Sergeant Detective Gallagher issued license permits inspection notice 055041 for a no BFD place of assembly permit posted in the blocked fire emergency exit. Ms. Lopez signed for and accepted the notice. There is a picture here attached to the report showing the blocked fire exit by the tables and chairs. So,
Thank you very much. Attorney Burke, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Just a quick question, Detective Hernandez. Did you go back and do a follow-up inspection?
no, we have yet not gone back there.
Oh, I thought you had gone back, I think, December 30th to make sure that everything was in order.
Sergeant Detective Gallagher, I went back to drop off the LPV, and I did inspect it at that time. And the little background, this was another premise before that, and they did some significant alterations to that back dining room, and that run where the tables were was very crowded. And when I went back to drop off the license premise notice for this hearing, the manager of record took me back there to take a look at the back room, and that table is still there. But when you get down towards the fire exit, which is on the back left, that last table is no longer there, and those chairs are no longer there. So I did reinspect on the date of I dropped off the notice.
Great, thank you. I have no further questions for the officers, the detectives.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for Mr. Palaio?
Only, Mr. Palaio, after this incident, did you do a quick re-education of your staff members and about not blocking any of the fire exits or anything like that?
Correct. Yes, we did.
Yes, and did you also make them aware of all of this, and that they fully understood the severity and the seriousness of blocking these types of exits?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any further questions. I would like to say that the restaurant is it was only open for 15 days at this time, and the tables and chairs were supposed to make their way down into the basement, and they never got into storage. There were new tables and extra tables that were, like I said, supposed to make their way down. Once the violations were brought to their attention, they immediately posted the fire department's assembly permit, and it's up there now and has been since that time. And I will say that we've taken some affirmative actions for the create awareness for everyone. We also see that, that's been only open for 15 days. It's we take this seriously. We're looking forward to having a great partnership with the community. And I think that for the most part, all of the staff members are well aware of, the problems that existed, and they've taken affirmative action to not only correct it, but to also, train the staff and educate them on making sure that this doesn't happen again.
Thank you very much for that. We will see if there are any questions at this time. Chairman Joyce.
Thanks very much. I have no questions.
No questions. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If there are no questions on the board, we'll take this under advisement as well.
And Danny, I will add, I do have photographs. If you would like to see them, I can send them to you, just so you can see.
That would be great, and we'll make sure that remains on file should this ever happen again.
Okay, and I'll send them right away. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Those are all the items before the board this morning. The board is set to vote Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. That will adjourn this hearing. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.